So in this tutorial, I am going to be talking through the process of sewing up a strip of crocheted material to make a pumpkin, and a couple of different ways that you can shape the pumpkin as well. So I have a strip made of rose going down so that I have my texture that would make the same sort of shape as a pumpkin would. And you want roughly it to be sort of 3 times as long as it is wide. It's probably just a little bit short, but this was the amount of material I had, so I couldn't really do much more with it. Now the first thing we're going to do is we're going to bring the sides together. Now to do this, I slip stitch in the sides. So I'm going to put my hook in there. I'm going to chain 1, but I'm only going to do a very tight chain. And then what I will do, as this is all half double crochet, so when you are making your rectangle, you can use any stitch type you want, but what you want is you want it to be tight, because you're going to be stuffing it with toy stuffing or such, you know, similar. So you want something that's not going to show and poke the toy stuffing through. If you want to loose the stitch, then my suggestion would be if you use an old pair of tights or stockings and sort of stuff that and then put that into the pumpkin. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to place my hook under the first stitch on the line that I would have been, the row that I would have been using, and then I'm going to go back to the first stitch of the corresponding side by putting those two together. And what I'm then going to be working I'm going to be working all the way along there. So I'm going to slip stitch. So by slip stitching, what I mean is I'm going to grab the yarn, I'm going to pull it through, and I'm going to pull it through the loop that was on the hook. I'm going to continue that all the way along, so I don't want to make any extra stitches. I just want to join these together. You could of course sew these together, so if you would prefer to sew in and out or around like a blanket stitch, whichever way you prefer, but I quite like a slip stitch, so I'm going to do that into each stitch along. You don't want your slip stitch to be too tight, otherwise you're going to end up pulling this side tighter than the rest of the work. I'll do that all the way along. Okay, so that brings me to the end of that. So I am going to just pull all of this extra length through. Now you want quite a bit of length at this end, and you'll see why when we come to start doing the shaping. So what I will do now is this end is the starting end, so you want to leave a decent length on the starting end, and I'm going to sew up this top edge. So I'll just be left then with one edge that's opened, and then I'll be stuffing. Now at this point, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure you can see that I'm going to take a stitch through like this, and I am actually going to secure it by going back into it. Oh no, that's no good, is it? I didn't think about this when I was doing this. This is a roving yarn, and because of that it pulls like that. So let me see if this will allow me to do it if I don't pull too tightly. So what I'm going to do is you'll be able to do exactly the same, but because mine's a roving yarn, it splits. I'm probably not going to keep it, and I'm not going to tighten it as much as I probably would have done normally. So I'm going to assume that that's finished with, and with this I'm going to do a running stitch. And think about the fact it was a roving yarn. So I'll just have to be careful that I don't pull too hard when I'm doing it. just a running stitch all along the top. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to pull that tight. Now, as I say, I would normally pull this really, really tight. Because of the yarn, I am going to be a little bit more gentle with it. Okay, so when you pull this tight, your top is not going to necessarily join itself together. So you may find yourself completing the join by just pulling the ends together. So I tend to, I'm going to use this, this is going to be the inside of my pumpkin. Now, my yarn isn't really going to show because of the way the colouring is, and if you have a one colour yarn, yours is probably going to be quite similar. But what you don't want is to have, you see here I've got a long stitch. That's going to be on the inside, so you don't want that on the outside because that will then be noticeable. Of course, it could be the bottom of your pumpkin, in which case it's going to be sat down, so only you would really notice it. But I know what it's like when you're trying to do something and make sure that it's, you know, as good as it can be. I don't want to say perfect because it's handmade, so perfect sometimes is it's not quite as achievable as a handmade item, is it? Okay, so I'm going to say that I'm good with that, so I'm just going to do a little finishing stitch just to keep that tight. Now, I am going to run this up slightly because in a minute I'm going to be turning it inside out and I want this yarn at the top here. So by doing this, I'm just keeping my yarn where I want it to be. I'm not really pulling too much into it. Okay, so flip that over. And we're going to stuff that. So I have some toy stuffing. Now you stuff this as firmly as you wish, but if it's too firm, you may find that when it comes to shaping it, it's not that easy. So I think I'm going to keep mine, I'm going to just put a tiny little bit more in. So like I want to make this quite a flattish pumpkin, so I can help show you how to do the shaping if we assume that the yarn holds up to it. So again, now we're at the top. Remember, I've brought that through, and we're going to do another running stitch through the top. Okay. I'm using a piece of white card so that it's easy for you to see. It keeps sliding around. You can see I'm quite close to the edge. Of course, I don't want to be right on the edge because I want it to have something to hold on to. back to the beginning. Okay, so again I'm going to oh no, it's pulled shut. Okay, let's see what we can manage with this. I'm going to try and close that as best I can because it's just lost itself. You can see it's broken off. Do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to get a different yarn, and although you'll be able to see the stitches, I think that at least what it's not going to do is going to keep on breaking off, so you've got a chance then of you being able to see this a little bit better. So I'm just in normal yarn, it's a grey acrylic, so this will hold up. If it doesn't, I'm very unlucky, aren't I? I really thought that this screen would make such a lovely sort of different looking pumpkin as well, but there you go, live and learn. So because this is going to be, I'm going to take this just in and I'm just going to secure it before I get going. So bearing in mind I'm not going to be able to really hide the colour. I am going to, now in reality I would have tightened that, cinched that in that a little bit tighter, but of course that's not happened for this. So but I still would do this in a very similar way, in that I would try and go sort of under the pumpkin, if you will, to join rather than over the top of it, so that my stitches are going, the length of the stitch is going underneath where I'm working. So you can see I'm going underneath and I'm pulling it through to this side at the minute. Okay, and I would do that until I was quite happy with how secure it was and how together it is. I'm just going to go back under that way, because that bit there I think could do coming back in. There we go. Now, so we're going to talk about shaping the pumpkin. So we have two choices in how we shape a pumpkin. So we can either go around the edge like that and push your needle through. So the longer the needle you have, and really quite a thick one for this, the better, because the more dense that the filling is, the harder it's going to be to do. So that's one of the ways. So let's, in fact, I'm going to show you the other way first, and then we'll do that so you can see the difference in them. So one of the ways is to go through the middle. So I'm going to push the needle through the yarn and then through the stuffing. Now remember, this can be quite difficult, and it can be quite hard on your hands as well. Just trying to find a suitable place for it to come out at the bottom, because remember now this is all quite dense as well. Also trying to make my way through the toy stuffing. There we go. So now as I pull that through, I'm going to pull down, and what will happen is, hopefully you can see that it starts to pull down in the middle, so it gives us a sort of more of a pumpkin shape. Okay, and I'm keeping hold of this because I don't want to let go of that pressure that we've just created. And I'm going to put a stitch in to hold it. And then I'm still holding it because I still want that pressure. And then I'm going to go back through. And I would do this as many times as I felt. And sorry, I'm just taking it away from the shot because I'm just needing the extra pressure on it. I'm putting it up against my body whilst I'm working it. So I'm going back up. So I've gone, this is the side that I've just gone through. So I'm going back to the top again. Oh, I can just about feel it. There we go. So, and then you would repeat that, moving it sort of around the pumpkin to get the shape you want. So you can see that that's slightly flatter. So let me show you. Slightly flatter there than it is there. Okay, so that's one of the ways. The other way, as I say, is to take it around. So this can look really nice, depending on on many factors. One could be the type of stitch you've got. So what you would do is you would take your yarn, you would draw it around your pumpkin, and then you would put it inside. Now, the difference with this is the pushing it backwards and forwards can be quite hard on your hands. What you can do here is you can come up in the middle of the pumpkin like this. So I'm not going to do it where there's, I want it where there's an open space. That was going through the actual yarn. I'll show you why in a second. So there we go. So I've still gone through the yarn, but I can still show you. So I've taken it through that open space, but I'm then going to go back and bring it back to the top. So it allows me to maneuver it a little bit more to get it where I want to be. And again, if this wasn't the right place, if I wanted to be over on this side, I can go back in and move it through again. So I can go back and say, right, now actually I want to start it off over here. Okay. And then again, I can go around and take it through like that. That's going straight back up to the top, so I can do that way. And I could do that as many times as I wanted in as many different places. And then the actual yarn creates the shaping and the ridging. So, feels like it's a slightly botched tutorial, but I'm hoping that gives you an understanding of what you can do in order to shape and put your pumpkin together. Okay, thank you very much for your time and happy hooking.